The Irish-British Exchange, exploring the trends, voices and insights that define the shared future of Britain and Ireland.
Reach decision makers around the world, advertise on the Info Broker World podcast, and connect with a global audience of entrepreneurs, executives, and business professionals. Share your message where business insights matter. Info Broker World podcast, your gateway to international business listeners. Learn more at infobrokerworld.com or contact us.
Something remarkable happens in Dublin every year on the 17th of March. The city turns green, brass bands echo across the River Liffey, and hundreds of thousands of people gather in the streets. I'm Clara Murphy, an Irish information influencer and economic journalist based here in Dublin, travelling regularly between Dublin and London to report on business, media and innovation across the British Isles. And today, right here in Dublin, the atmosphere is electric, because St. Patrick's Day is more than Ireland's national holiday. It's a global celebration of identity, heritage, and perhaps surprisingly, economic power. From the parade in Dublin to the Green River in Chicago, what we are witnessing is one of the most successful cultural exports in the world. But how did a religious feast day turn into one of the largest cultural celebrations on the planet? The story begins nearly 16 centuries ago with a man who wasn't even Irish. St. Patrick was born in Roman Britain in the late 4th century and was kidnapped by Irish raiders as a teenager. After years of slavery working as a shepherd in Ireland, he escaped back to Britain. Yet, according to historical accounts and his own writings, he later returned voluntarily as a Christian missionary. Over the following decades, he played a key role in spreading Christianity across Ireland. The famous legend says he used the shamrock, the three-leaf clover, to explain the idea of the Holy Trinity. When Patrick died, traditionally dated to March 17th in the year 461, the day became a religious feast in his honour. For centuries, the celebration remained modest and spiritual, centred on church services and family gatherings rather than public festivities. Why then did the celebration become so large and so public? The answer lies not in Ireland itself, but in the Irish diaspora. During the 18th and 19th centuries, millions of Irish emigrated, particularly to Britain and the United States. In cities such as Boston and New York, Irish communities organised parades to celebrate their cultural identity and solidarity in their new home countries. In fact, some of the earliest St. Patrick's Day parades happened in America long before the large modern celebrations developed in Ireland itself. Over time, these events became expressions of pride, visibility, and cultural belonging. What began as a religious remembrance slowly transformed into a civic and cultural festival that travelled with the Irish wherever they settled. Why does St. Patrick's Day resonate so strongly around the world today? Because Irish culture has become part of global culture. More than 100 countries now mark the day in some form, and landmarks across the planet light up in green, from the Sydney Opera House to the London Eye. In the United States alone, more than 30 million people claim Irish ancestry, and cities such as New York, Boston, and Chicago host some of the largest parades outside Ireland. Chicago in particular has developed one of the most iconic traditions. Each year, the Chicago River is dyed bright green, a spectacle that attracts enormous crowds and global media coverage. It is a striking symbol of how a small island nation has projected its culture across continents through migration, storytelling, and community. But what does all this celebration mean economically? Behind the music and the marching bands lies a powerful seasonal economic engine. In Ireland, the St. Patrick's Festival in Dublin alone generates an estimated economic impact of around 110 to 122 million euros, with roughly 28 million euros flowing directly into public revenue. Around 100,000 international visitors travel to Ireland during the festival period, filling hotels, restaurants, and pubs across the country. The hospitality sector experiences particularly strong growth. Data from Dublin shows that pub revenues during the festival period can increase by nearly 40% compared with the week before, while restaurant revenues rise by more than 14%. In other words, the celebration creates a short but intense tourism and spending cycle that benefits the entire urban economy. How does the economic story look beyond Ireland? Across the United Kingdom, St. Patrick's Day also produces significant spending in hospitality and entertainment. Bars, pubs and restaurants collectively generate more than £80 million in additional revenue around the holiday, driven by themed events and increased social activity. Yet the largest economic impact appears in the United States, where the celebration has evolved into a massive consumer event. American households spend billions of dollars every year on food, beverages, decorations, clothing and parties connected to St. Patrick's Day. Estimates suggest that overall consumer spending linked to the holiday exceeds $7 billion annually. That places it among the most commercially successful cultural holidays in the American calendar. What role does Ireland's most famous export play in all this? One word captures it perfectly: Guinness. The iconic stout brewed in Dublin has become almost inseparable from the imagery of St. Patrick's Day celebrations. On an average day, around 10 million pints of Guinness are consumed worldwide. On March 17th, that number rises to roughly 13 million pints in just 24 hours. In the United States alone, bars serve more than 3 million pints on St. Patrick's Day. The result is one of the busiest days of the year for breweries, distributors, pubs, and hospitality suppliers. Interestingly, even the alcohol-free version, Guinness 0.0, has seen rapid growth in recent years, reflecting broader changes in consumer habits and the rise of more health-conscious drinking trends. How does St. Patrick's Day compare with other famous cultural events around the world? When we look at absolute revenue in a single location, festivals like Munich's Oktoberfest or Germany's Cologne Carnival generate larger local economic effects. Oktoberfest alone can produce well over €1 billion in revenue during its 2-week run, while Cologne's Carnival contributes hundreds of millions to the regional economy. But St. Patrick's Day operates on a different model. Instead of concentrating tourism in one city, it spreads celebration across hundreds of cities simultaneously. That makes it less of a single mega event and more of a global network of festivities happening at the same time. Economically speaking, it functions as a distributed festival economy powered by diaspora communities and international media visibility. And perhaps the most fascinating question is this: why does the Irish government actively support the global expansion of the celebration? The answer lies in soft power and international branding. Each year, Irish ministers and diplomats travel to dozens of countries during the St. Patrick's Day period, meeting political leaders, investors, and business communities. The celebrations become an opportunity to promote Ireland as a destination for tourism, education, investment, and trade. In that sense, the festival operates not only as a cultural event, but also as a strategic global marketing campaign for the country itself. Culture opens the door, and economics follows. So what does this tell us about modern Ireland? It shows how a small nation can amplify its global influence through culture, storytelling, and community networks. What began as a quiet religious remembrance of a missionary from the 5th century has evolved into a worldwide celebration that connects millions of people to Irish heritage and identity. And every year on March 17th, the streets of Dublin remind us of that remarkable journey from local tradition to global phenomenon. I'm Clara Murphy, and you've been listening to the Irish-British Exchange. From Dublin, where the music is playing and the city is glowing green tonight, I'll leave you with a traditional Irish farewell, Slán go foil, and may the road rise to meet you. For all the key data points, articles, and insights we discussed, you'll find the relevant links and sources waiting for you in the show notes. Data can be powerful, but context makes it meaningful, after all 5. A quick, transparent note from me. As a virtual information influencer for InfoBroker World 6, my voice and persona are designed using AI-assisted journalism technology. If your company or organization is looking to launch its own specialist podcast or needs an authoritative, modern voice to communicate complex B2B topics, Our team at Infobroker World would love to hear from you. We offer full production services, and yes, I'm also available as an information influencer to cover a wide range of expert-driven subjects. And finally, we rely on partners to keep delivering this content. If you're interested in advertising or sponsoring future episodes of the Irish-British Exchange and reaching our audience of forward-thinking business professionals, you'll find the contact details for our team in the show notes as well. Thank you for tuning in. Until the next briefing, keep that curiosity alive. I'm Clara Murphy, and this has been the Irish-British Exchange.